Hi guys, welcome. Today I bring you a special kind of video, something of an away day. I'll be going to Oxford shortly to train with Team XND. These guys are a team of Hyrox athletes, and one of the great things about Hyrox is that it celebrates everybody in their respective age categories, even right up to the 60s, possibly even 70s. Each of those age categories gets a podium and a chance to compete sort of on the world stage in the World Championships. Now, all the athletes that are in this video are over 40. Some are over 50, some are over 60, and every single one of them, except me, has qualified for the World Champs in Nice. Now, I am in fact on this team, but I am on this team for very different reasons, probably because I'm something of a vocal advocate for the sport. I've been around for a while and I just enjoy sort of submerging myself in the experience. But it is an absolute privilege to be able to train amongst these kinds of people. So this video goes out to all those people that are over 40, the more mature athletes out there, if you will. Right, I've said enough already. We'll just pick this up from Oxford. Hi everybody, welcome. Today I have come down to the Athlete Centre here in Oxford. Why? Because I am having a training session with Team XND. Who are Team XND? Well, they are a team of Hyrox athletes across a multitude of ages from their 20s all the way through to their 60s that have all done really well in the sport. They are sponsored by X Endurance, a fantastic supplementation company, provides many great products, including the lactic acid buffer, one of my favorites by the way. And they have organised this fantastic day. All of these athletes are from all over the country, so it's great to bring us all together. They have a wealth of knowledge and experience, so it's always a great opportunity for learning and growth. We are going to do a track session followed by a Hyrox simulation and make the most of this facility while we've got it. I'm very much looking forward to sort of getting in there with these guys and just getting started. It's going to be amazing. So after I got there and shook everyone's hands and said hello, Jerry had organised a game of Hungry Hippos. No, not the one where you eat all the balls on the tabletop. Not that one, no. This was a more sort of full-sized athletes version. And by that I mean we put a bunch of exercise balls in the middle, actually on the running track. And we partnered up and we got each other into sort of wheelbarrow hold, so holding people's legs. And with the other person on the ground running on their hands, they had to get into the middle, sort of from all sides, to grab a medicine ball. They removed a ball each round until we had a winner. Now this was done not sort of as a training exercise, but more of an icebreaker amongst a bunch of people that didn't really know each other that well. It's fair to say that after that we knew each other better. After we got over the Hungry Hippos debacle, thanks Jerry, we then got put through a series of running exercises, basically a warm-up routine that was put together by Heather, a running coach, also one of the Hyroxers. She was able to sort of put us through these warm-up drills. And the thing that it highlighted the most is that while all these guys are massively athletic, we're all surprisingly uncoordinated. We cannot do A skips and B skips to save our life. Don't even ask us to do pogo jumps. Oh my God, we just look like a selection of very special rabbits. I do not mean to offend rabbits.
Yeah, the shorter the better.
Okay, so we are on the track session with Team XND. We've just been put through our warm-up by our resident running coach, Heather. And we had a game of Hungry Hippos, which is medicine balls and wheelbarrows. They look ridiculous. Okay. It's lovely being on a running track. Oh, it's very windy. know we have just seen a few of these athletes running around the track, but I think it's important to sort of hear from them who they are and how they got into Hyrox in the first place.
Okay, my name's Stephen Price. I've been doing Hyrox for a year, so I made my debut at London last year. Fortunately finished third, and then I was straight off to the Worlds in Manchester 3 weeks later.
My name is Paul Gillingham. I've been in the fitness industry as a fitness professional stroke coach since 2005. Got involved in Hyrox in the back end of 2021. My best memory of Hyrox, I've got a few. I've done so many races, I've got a few. I think the first ever World Championships in Vegas is always going to be very special because it was the first time I represented my country in anything.
My name's Geraldine Miel, or Jerry for short. I've been doing Hyrox since it came to the UK 3 years ago. I do CrossFit, and my coach said this should be up your street. A lot of grunt work, very little technique.
Yes, hi, I'm Barbara Osborne and I am 55. I am Italian, but I've been living in England since I was 15. My first competitions was 3 years ago as a double mixed.
Memory from Hyrox.
The winning part of it.
Frank Stone, 62. I used to be into obstacle course racing. To move across to Hyrox. Maybe I should give it a go. And I did, and qualified for the World Championships last year in the mixed doubles.
Hello, I'm Clint, I'm 60. Stupidly went into singles rather than doubles, first of all. Someone has a photo of me throwing up on the finishing line. It was that bad. And I stood up, never going to do that again. That's horrendous. Why did I do it? By the next day I was thinking, right, I can beat that time.
I'm Heather, I'm 51 years old and I'm from Leicester. I just naturally went to one in Manchester in 2022. Fell in love with it and been doing them ever since.
What is your favourite station in a race?
Oh, burpee broad jumps.
I'm Jackie, I'm 61, I'm Jim's sister, and he said, do you fancy doing it? And I said yes.
How did that go?
That was the end of that.
Was it good?
Yeah, that's when we raced in November and won.
My name is Martin Boyce, I am 43 and I am from Leicester. I got into Hyrox after seeing a picture advert in Facebook. I clicked on it and went to the website and there was literally almost no information about it whatsoever. So I sort of went with 3 weeks notice, sort of on a whim, and really hated it and enjoyed it in the same measure. So no Hyrox training day would be complete without a Hyrox simulation. And we chose to do a slightly modified version of this. We had just done 2 or 3 miles around the track just the hour before. So we decided that the running components of this particular simulation would only be the 400 meter track. That was great. We also had to stagger the start, sending the fasties off first. We had multiple ages and multiple abilities to sort of factor in. The guys that went first were doing doubles, and we also had people doing mixed doubles. Some people were doing pro and some people were doing open weight. So we had a lot of things to factor in, but we roughly put them out in order of speed, and that seemed to work out just fine. And it was really cool. Let's take a look, see how it went. Okay, so we start this footage with Stephen on the ski. Now, as Stephen finishes this triggers my starting, as to allow for that stagger. Stephen is an exceptional endurance athlete. He's relatively new to Hyrox, but he has shown enormous potential, and I think he's going to go very far. So I followed him out on my run and let him pace me around. It allowed me to sort of follow him for a little bit. He has got quite good pace for a man in his mid-50s. Sorry, Stephen. Yeah, so he ran in front of me. We sort of ran on the inside lane all the way round. He has literally just come off the back of a decent 1,000-meter ski effort, so I'm sure he probably could go even faster than this if he was fresh, if he wanted to. Obviously at this stage in any kind of simulation you have to pace yourself. So Stephen has run off to the sled push and left me to have my first station on the ski. I tried to keep my pace on this around, maybe about 80% of my sort of race day pace. So around 150 to 155, knowing that getting this under 4 is quite manageable, quite a bit under 4, and that's that done. I've obviously edited it right down. So now I'm out onto my second run. You can see Alice, one of the athletes that was going out earlier, just sort of ahead of me. She proved to be an amazing runner on the day, arguably faster than I could ever be. So it actually looks oddly slow when you sort of got a head cam on a track. So I'm coming back in now, and there's Jerry on the ski. You got Jim warming up on the rowers, and you got Stephen doing the sled pull, and I'm straight onto the sled push. Now we had to do 5 runs of this 10-meter track, and this is nothing like Hyrox carpet. Okay, there's nothing like it. It moves great. The only complaint I had is my feet slipped on the floor on sort of this back end, but apart from that, it's all cool. You can see that there's a camera guy floating around. I will leave his Instagram handle in the description of this video. So I am finished with the sled push. I am running back past everyone now. There we've got Clint and Frank waiting for their go, and now I'm back out onto the running track. And I've cut out quite a lot of the running because it's a bit samey. So and now I'm sort of running back into the sort of facility, into the athlete centre. There's Jerry, and now I'm going on to the sled pull again. Because this is a gym facility, we've got a regular sled pull sort of situation where the rope's only coming on one side, much like what I have at my own gym. It just means you lose a little bit of time turning it around at each end, which is a bit of a pain, but it is what it is. So again, 5 runs, smile dude. 5 runs of this. Again, the carpet is much easier than what a Hyrox competition is, which you often find in training environments. You find they move so much easier in this sort of way. Go to a competition and then you get humbled. So we've got Frank and Clint on the ski erg now, so they're well underway. And I have just ran another lap, and I'm approaching station 4, the burpees, and they're bloody grim, absolutely bloody grim. What I was noticing, there was quite a few stones on the running track, so as you sort of bumped your chest on the ground with each rep, you could feel them in your chest. So I've finished the burpees, I've finished my run, and I'm back into the athlete centre. I'm dropping down onto station 5, which is the row. Again, kept this around the sort of 4-minute mark, hovered around 155 to sort of 205, just depending on how I was feeling, just cruising really, nothing too strenuous. And then sort of it was just over 4 minutes, and that's completely fine for a training simulation for me. I wasn't trying to break myself. There's Heather and Barbara, they're doing doubles. So back out onto the track, I can see up ahead Frank and Clint doing one of their laps together. Again, those guys are doing doubles. They are actually doubles partners when they compete as well, whereas Heather and Barbara often do sort of singles. So you can see Clint is currently down doing the burpees, and Frank's sort of waiting for his go. I'm now carrying the kettlebells. I actually started off with my own kettlebells, but realised one of the other athletes had gone out of order, so I offered to swap to the pro weights sort of halfway through, because I'm a gentleman like that. And then did another lap, come back, got the sort of lunge bag. I don't particularly like the lunges. I couldn't really figure out how to film these, so I put it on the peak of my cap, which makes my nose look blooming massive. But at least it shows the brand off a little bit better. Yeah, I don't really get on with the lunges. I kind of find I get about 3/4 of the way, and then I start to get sort of cramp in my hamstrings. Certainly did at pro weight anyway. And this is a really flattering angle of the last run. Yep, that's my nose. And then back in to find Alice sat on the only 6 kilo ball, which I needed. So I booted her off and started doing my reps. And no, I don't think anyone particularly likes the wall balls, do they? So let's just be honest. So I was able to sort of flip the camera around because it's magnetic, just sort of to face it the other way. Oh, Stephen's Stephen's just going back round the other side. So yeah, 100 of these, no problem. In fact, the entire centre almost felt empty at this point because everyone was outside doing sort of the latter half of the sim, sort of on the running track, the burpees, the farmers, the lunges, etc. So it kind of suddenly went a bit lonely in here. So the last few, these are always a bit of a battle to grind through, but you know, you give it your all. In fact, I always prefer the last 50 over the first 50 because they seem to go just that little bit quicker. And I think that is about it. All right, so we have just finished our simulation. We did our running out here on the running track, which made a lovely change. And we did all of our sort of exercises, well, most of our exercises inside the gym facility here at the Athlete Centre. We did the lunges and the farmers carrying the burpees on the 100-metre track here. Again, lovely doing it outside. And it was so nice to be among these people. It's nice to be among people that love doing the same crazy crap that you do. As hard as it is, it's that kind of rewarding pain, that rewarding punishment. Everyone in there swears at some point about some of the exercises that they're doing, especially the wall balls or the burpees. You have to make your peace with that while you're doing it. Now the event organisers, X Endurance, they've organised now some food and a bit of social time with the gang. No more exercise, that is it. We are done. Like I said, an amazing opportunity to be a part of this team and to spend time with these people. It's just such a lovely, warming thing to be a part of. I can't stress how amazing it is. Anyway, I'm going to go get myself some nice healthy food. So that was a fantastic afternoon's graft. Training with people who are like-minded, motivating and supportive is huge. And now I do a lot of training either by myself, with my friends or with my wife, and that is fantastic. I rarely get a chance to submerge myself amongst Hyroxers, like a whole bunch of Hyroxers, right? And these guys are not just your everyday Hyroxers. These guys are #1 on their podiums nearly all of the time, and it's just a fantastic motivation. And to the guys that are like 60 plus, oh my god, you guys are amazing. And when I grow up, I want to be just like you. I think it's also really important to throw a little bit of appreciation out to the two guys that sort of manage the Team XND from sort of behind the scenes, Jim and Dan, right? Jim himself is very much into Hyrox. He sort of took a back seat throughout this sort of training session. He does feature in the video a few times, but he put together a wonderful afternoon where we all sort of bonded and gelled and had a great time, even though we were being put through this running session and this Hyrox sim. So yes, thank you to you guys, and to sort of everybody else. I hope sort of the older athletes out there watch this video and are mildly inspired as to what is possible. Obviously, Hyrox facilitates competing at any age, even any ability, and it's easy to shy away from stuff as you get older, thinking that you've passed it or you're not good enough, but that's not true. If you want something bad enough, you'll go for it at any age, and these athletes that we've watched in this video are prime examples of that. So on that bombshell, I'm going to end this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please give the channel a subscribe. It's so appreciated. And I will see you all soon, if not at Hyrox Olympia. I'll see you in my next video, maybe. All right, brilliant. See you later, guys. Mart out.